Hey y'all, welcome back to Andy's Little Homestead. A few days ago was Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day doesn't go successful for everybody. And if it didn't work out so well for you, I'm going to give you some advice. It's important in relationships to understand the 5 love languages. Basically, the different ways that men and women use to communicate and feel like they are loved. You've got words of affirmation, acts of service, vintage board games, wine, and tacos. Since tacos is by far the most common love language, we're going to talk about that one today. Another love language is collecting animals, by far the most expensive one. Much like seducing a woman, the prep work is very important. Traditionally, Carne Asada tacos use a skirt steak or a flank steak. We've got some sirloins that, well, they're halfway decent. Marinade's going to be helping us out a lot. Time spent in acid helps break down some of that connective tissue, and this helps tenderize it a little bit. I'm going to start with some low sodium soy sauce. Going with the low sodium because our other seasonings have salt in them, and yeah, it'll be done. A little olive oil, a little bit of chef shake. Full disclosure, previously I had been using Tony's, and these guys were following the page and sent me some, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I like it better. They didn't pay me to say that. It's better. If I were to make a comparison between the two, I'd say that they're very similar, but the Chef Williams has a little bit more of a smoky flavor. I love smoke. To the good folks of Clinton, Louisiana, where it's made, it's good stuff. Next, we're gonna add some of this stuff. I don't know how it's pronounced. It tastes like chili and lime, a little bit of crack cocaine, a little onion powder, splash of orange juice, one big lime. Take a bunch of fresh cilantro, chop it up. About half of that's going to go in the marinade, and the other half we're saving to put on top when we're done. And finally, some fresh garlic. Mix it up, taste it, see if it's missing anything. Nah, she good. We ain't gonna mess with it at all. Got our marinade poured on top. We've saved a little bit of it. Cover it, mix it up real good, and then you're gonna want to let it sit for at least like 3 or 4 hours. Give it a good shake every hour or so. As I mentioned before with steak, leave it out of room temperature. Screw the health department. Next on the list, we're going to be making homemade corn tortillas. If you've never done it, you should. They're super cheap, they're delicious. It'll be a game changer in your love life. I give you 60% odds on that. All it is masa. Costs like 28 cents a bag. And some warm water. I don't remember what the proportions were, but basically until you get a nice dry dough. Well, fairly dry. I was on the fire department back home in North Carolina when Hurricane Florence hit. We had a whole bunch of people staying on the station. National Guard, Swiftwater Rescue teams, and about 40 or 50 people. And somehow I found my way into the position of cook during that time. I made a batch one time of 160 of these, just so everybody could have proper breakfast burritos. Totally worth it. Anyway, so we've got a nice little dough ball made. We're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to roll it into golf ball size chunks. Now if you have $15 to spare, I highly recommend you go on Amazon and get you a tortilla press. If not, you can do it with parchment or a rolling pin just the same. So we're going to press them out, drop them on the griddle. It's going to be about 15 to 20 seconds per side, real hot and fast, and then we're going to wrap them up in a towel to keep them warm. Making tortillas, get them flat, get them hot, make them flat, get them hot, making tortillas, Now for everybody's favorite part, we're going to drop the steak. Real quick though, before we drop them, we want to make sure that we get all the cilantro and garlic bits off of the surface, because they'll burn and won't taste very good. These are right around 1 inch thick. For a good medium rare, we're going to do about 2.5 minutes per side. As I mentioned before, don't touch them. Pull them off, pat of butter on top. Don't be shy with it. We're gonna let them rest. We're gonna sweat some onions to go on the tacos. Normally they just go on raw, especially since they're red onions, because that's what I had. But I like doing this just to kind of bring out some flavors. Plus, I've got a plan for that leftover marinade. Drop them on. Splash the last of the marinade over top. It'll help deglaze the griddle and add some good flavor. They weren't on the heat for more than a minute, but that's going to be a real nice flavor addition to the tacos. Now whenever you're slicing a cheaper cut of steak like this, you want to go against the grain, so make sure you note which way it's going and then go the opposite when you slice it. Ain't she pretty? So now we're going to assemble them with the onions and the steak, the tortillas. We're going to add some pickled jalapenos and a little bit of queso fresco. Of course, a little bit of Valentina. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you speak that love language. Couple final notes. I know it wasn't traditional. I don't really care. Even traditional things aren't all that traditional if you go back far enough. Fun fact, the idea for tacos al pastor was taken from Lebanese immigrants in Mexico. So before we decide to hit the angry face of cultural appropriation, it's just food, man. It's supposed to be good. I can't recommend it enough. Learn how to make your own tortillas. You will be happy with the result. And if you can only learn one love language, tacos should be the one. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you learned something. God bless.
Hey, nice apron.
Thanks. Nice pockets.